What's going on, ladies and gents? The intro song wanted to freeze as we transferred, but that's okay. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Welcome to UCR Podcasts. We are going to approach game night shortly, but hopefully you're all doing well. It is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. Jake, a.k.a. Countdown Ended, bringing you the unapologetic and completely random podcast. That's right. Bringing it back old school with the one, only Cody Onidi 316 and his good ideas.
Thank you. I take credit for that. That was my idea to tie in UCR with game night. So if you like UCR, that is my doing. So you're welcome.
You were trying to cancel game night repeatedly. You held the audience hostage for quite a while, making them pay $5 grand, I thought, and then I messed it up.
I had to
currency.
add my own tie into it. I'm like, you know what? Instead of just game night, how about we also add in UCR? I did do that.
You did. Very interesting. Great point indeed. Well, Mr.
And I
Onidi,
think we should just keep it UCR until the audience can give us a 10K donation. You know what? The streamers do that nowadays.
Yeah.
$80,000 will go live for an hour and we'll make one sex line phone call. $90,000 will stay live for 3 hours and talk about Monday Night Raw, even though we don't watch it anymore and act like we do.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that seems to be like most of the population on Twitter at this point. On UCR, you make a great point. I mean, we should be just bleeding the audience dry, but around here, we don't do that. Actually, we support our audience, and we're giving away a bunch of memberships when we get into gaming night, so that'll be fun as well. Stick around for that. Is that a bubble of cumin in your throat? It might be.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We support our audience?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just switch the notes.
Yeah, you're supposed to be positive. Yeah.
Yeah. I see the script now.
Yes. Yeah. That was Wednesday where you antagonize everybody. Thursday, we play nice.
So it's like my face turn kind of thing?
No, it just means that your BPD is not acting up this time.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I'm stressing myself to a heart attack. Well, I mean, what's not to love? Regardless, news update. I might be having surgery next Friday. It all depends on the fucking insurance. No joke. If they approve it before then I will have to not smoke for a few days, but I'll have to go ahead and prep myself, but that would be much better because I don't want to do it on the 27th. Plus, I don't want to wait 3 more weeks to start the 10-week no walking counter again. That's been, it was supposed to be 10 weeks and I was able to walk and healed and spend 25 and I'm still not walking. So, yeah, regardless, I'd like to have it sooner than later. And the 27th would suck because Elimination Chamber is the next day. So I'd like to get it done Friday the 13th because that sounds like a great idea. Nothing bad ever happens on Friday, the 13th.
It's just a good day?
It's a great day.
Don't jinx yourselves. Then some fucking massacre in the world's going to happen on that day, and then they're going to tie it back to this pop.
They'll blame us. Damn bastards. They'll always blame us. Regardless, I would like to do it on the 29th, but they don't operate on a Sunday, I was like, can we just hold off till after Elimination Chamber? And they're like, what are you, some kind of... And I'm like, whoa.
Wait, if you wait
I'm
until
not gay, I'm just a wrestling fan. And they're like, isn't that the same thing? And I'm like...
If you waited until the 29th of February, you might have to wait a few more years.
Right? There's no leap year here.
Wait, is it leap year?
That was the joke. You got it.
Oh.
You got it. Fuck March 1st. God damn it. Regardless, hopefully everybody in the chat is doing well. Happy to see you all here. We've got some interesting stories tonight, and we've been kind of teasing it throughout the week, but Ava went ahead and she didn't continue her role as NXT general manager, and there was a lot of whispers as to why. First, we saw her partner that she came out with back in mid-December, got let go from NXT. Tatiana Dumas, I believe was her name, and now she was let go, and they cut her from the contract. They listed her as an NXT star, but I don't remember seeing her wrestle at all, ever. Maybe they used her once, and I just don't recall. Still, then she went ahead and she didn't renew her contract. It basically reneged a little bit early and left them high and dry without a GM, but she was like, I'm done. And that's when she went and had a bit of a fit and posted her feelings on Twitter. And she made a lot of right news media focus on her father, and unfortunately WWE even got caught in the crossfire because she was saying, quoting her, and now that I can say this with my full chest, fuck ICE and that entire administration. So she was unable to speak like that when she was under WWE. Apparently, some of her politics got her viewed as less favorable backstage. I'm not sure how the Nepo comments work, but this is all, what's being reported. Like I said, they confirmed her departure on January 30th. WWE wished her well in future endeavors. It seemed to be like an amicable split, but yeah, she was never happy that they were working with this current administration in any way.
So what do you view of this as, like, a pity party for her? Like, do you feel bad for her? Or?
No, and then she went ahead and had to take down her social media. And shortly after her post spread like wildfire on Fox News and everywhere else, the account was deactivated. And no one or WWE could have forced her to do it. Her contract's over. People were like, oh, maybe she was forced to. No, that was her choice to deactivate. So she made a comment that she believed in, but then she couldn't even stand by it. She couldn't take the heat and got out of the kitchen, I guess.
Because when you get too caught up in glazing and dick sucking one side of the aisle, like, it's gonna get you and make you look like you should belong in a loony bin, and that's what it seems like she's doing with her tweets, and people call her out on bullshit. But
she tries to come across so brave and stoic and heroic, and she says it in the quote directly, saying it with your full chest. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But then she immediately just deletes her account so she doesn't have to have any repercussion, any backlash, any sign of malice whatsoever. She got to stay in her little,
No offense to the majority of these wrestlers and like all that, because all of them are just fake. Even the ones that act nice, even my favorites, they're all just have this like fake personality where they'll go out and scream this message like fuck ICE and like act left wing as possible, because they do that only because they know that most of their fans are left wings.
Yeah.
So this is what they do. They'll go spread this message, but they don't actually do anything about it because they'll claim this is stolen land. Okay, motherfuckers, if this is stolen land, I'm going to send them all to your houses. Thank you very much. If this is stolen land, why aren't you doing anything to help these people that got their land stolen?
Yeah. If that's really the case.
Really have this big issue with ICE, why don't we see you guys out there doing these protests against ICE, standing up for what you believe in? Because you could make a change, because you have your name out there and people can understand for where you're coming from, because you have that narrative where you can dictate people's opinions.
Here's my problem with that, because I think like mass protests, yeah, I get that, but people actually going to where ICE is, they're poorly trained. We know this. They have such a lack of like stability right now. Yeah, you and I right now, we made a joke the other day, but we went on the Connecticut website and found out that even disabled, I and you, my mentally handicapped best friend, can go ahead and we can join us. Yeah,
yes, we can.
Like that's really what, and they're like, you guys want guns? It was that easy. I shit you not. So that's a little worrisome.
Become an ICE officer today. So people, that's the other side with the right wing people, like, oh, you're disrespecting a federal officer. They're not federal officers. They're a bunch of dumb dipshits that don't know what the fuck they're doing. whatsoever.
They had to
I
have
see
an
both
influx of
sides.
officers, so they brought in as many as they could. So whether it's not a right or left thing, it's the fact that these people are not able to handle crowd control while they're also dealing with whatever
Before we continue
operation
this
they're on.
conversation, Nate has given me the unfortunate news that the clowns are back.
Do you not see the spaceship over here? I launched those killer clowns from outer space. The fuck back out of here. You know how much money it cost me to buy those moon rocks with your debit card? It was a process.
Wait, mine. Hold on, let me check my.
Sorry.
Really, you weren't lying.
Sorry.
I have a question about your pyro game there. You can't pay me, but you have enough budget to increase this pyro.
Yeah, that's right. We increased the pyro budget. There were a few generous donors and super chats along the way, so we just needed to increase the pyro budget.
Back to business. I got the question.
Yeah.
Is that ice getting angry back there?
Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop. It might be.
So,
I mean, it just.
What do you have?
Sorry,
the Renee girl.
pyro really excites
Alex
me.
Freddy. I don't know the Renee person's last name, but Renee, Alex, what do you think? Do you think they were murdered? Do you think it was a murder, or do you think they instigated, or what's your overall opinion on both of them?
Yeah.
Good shit.
No. I genuinely feel like it's not one side or the other. Antagonizing ICE is a bad idea. ICE itself is kind of a bad idea the way it's being run and operated at this point. So like neither side is great. And what are you accomplishing by getting in their way? You're just incentivizing violence. So I don't see like their form of protesting and destroying hotels and trying to disrupt their sleep and all this stuff. It's not.
Do you believe in deporting people?
To a certain extent, like but it's not what it should be, and it's not what it is right now. And no, I mean, they're coming and grabbing the people that I love from my liquor mart. They're grabbing the people from the gas station. They're grabbing the people that live next door to me. They're grabbing the people that run the school. They're grabbing the people. Like, it's just so unnecessary in that regard. They're claiming something like 70. They said some Republican stats were like 70% of all of the illegals are like violent offenders, and then come to find out it was only 4%.
Yeah.
And when Obama was deporting people, it was 49%. So it's not like it wasn't something before. Like, that's still not great. 1 out of every 2 was a nonviolent offender, but at least this is far less than that. You know, this is kind of like a 1 out of 25 scenario. What? No, yeah, close to. It's just.
Do you believe though? Because people's argument, like you saw, like I'm sure, what's her fucking name, Billie Eilish, right, or whatever. Did you see her clip? That clip went viral. Like, no one's illegal on stolen land.
Yeah.
What do you think of that take?
Well, I think it's funny now because they're calling her a hypocrite and demanding that she gives up the land
where
that
her
mansion's on. So,
like some tribe, right? Like some tribe land or whatever. You saw that, like where her land is on.
The whole thing is apparently some Indian reservation that she has to pay to live at. So she pays money, I guess, towards the reservation, allegedly, supposedly.
And she's gotten people kicked out of there that want near that property. So I thought it was stolen land, Billie Eilish.
It's just what's good for thee, not for me, kind of thing. And it's very.
She's like, fuck ICE. That's all I want to say, and I'm not going to do anything about it. Let me go back to my stolen land mansion and kick my feet up and just watch shit go.
See everything collapse. Exactly. Yep. So it's upsetting. Like I said, I don't even think it's like a specific side problem. I think it's everything. It's the entire rhetoric behind what they're doing. It's the force at which they're being made to speed up to try and deport as many illegals as pretty much they say they are every day. There's something like, what is it, like 3,000 a day they need to hit for markers. So how are they going to do that? They're going to Home Depot. They're going to, job sites.
They don't even have a plan. It's just like, now they're doing door to door. Like, me and you could get a visit. Knock, knock. Who's there? Boom, boom, boom. Like, that's how it's like operating now.
And I see both sides. I see the people who are being like, oh, we'll just comply. And then I see the other side being like, well, why are they even knocking on our door in the first place? Like, it should. Yeah. And that's the conversation that needs to be had. It's nuanced, but it's fucked. And that's the problem. Like, there isn't a straight right answer. Because me saying, like, oh, the Alex Pretty guy, well, you're there and you're antagonizing ICE, and maybe he would have been alive if he didn't have a gun on him, because essentially what they're claiming is that they thought when the officer removed the gun, it was his arm removing the gun, supposedly, and that's not going to fly.
And there was
regardless.
footage of him having like some tantrum right before.
Regardless, he still didn't deserve to be shot or killed.
No.
But
kicking a
but
car
hopefully,
does not
but if you
deserve
weren't
your life
there,
to
then it
go.
wouldn't have happened, kind of thing. And it's like, I understand you have an anger towards ICE, so go do the mass protest. Interfering
Renee.
with them is leading to these type of situations. They can't handle crowd control. They're not police, and then they have to call police after they hold you down and beat you. Look at that poor woman that has a traumatic brain injury and she's disabled. That shit could happen to me, because if they're like, oh, get on the ground or get out of the car, it's like, hey, I am complying. I'd be fucked. Literally, like, if they're telling me get out of the car, get on the car, it's like, all right, well, hold on, you gonna get my scooter? Like, I'm fucked. They're gonna break the window and drag me out and beat the shit out of me and slam my fucking head around. And that's exactly what happened to this woman when she's like, I can't stand like that. Now she can't lift her arms from the way she was handcuffed because it did some type of nerve damage. So I don't know. It's really upsetting. But like I said, there isn't a right answer. It's like, these people need to be far better trained, and the hiring process needs to be scrutinized and redone. But that's not what's going to happen. So what do you do to counteract? I don't know. One guy online is doing a great thing, I feel, where he's naming and shaming people into just hearing their own words. He made an ICE tip line and local numbers in all these different areas. And one lady calls in. She's a kindergarten teacher, and she's reporting the parents of a 5-year-old child in her class because he was born here, but the parents were from Honduras and Ecuador, I think they said. But she's like, they got to be illegal. I don't know why they're here. They're not in the city. They're in the, the affluent part of town. It just doesn't seem right. And he's like, okay, so you want to deport a kindergarten child and their parents because they are not in the city. Gotcha. And she's like, well, why are you saying it like that? He's like, no, I'm just writing down what you're saying so I could show it to my supervisor. And she's like, yeah, but you're making me be the bad guy. He's like, no, I'm just repeating your words. And he basically, does that, just reiterates the hate that she's spewing. And he's like, well, I did want you to know we found out that they're both legal. And, the 5-year-old child is no threat to national security. And she's like, I need to speak with your superior, your supervisor. So he ends up calling her back, and he's like, oh, I'm the supervisor. And she's like, oh, you sound a lot like the other guy. Some people.
My only thing is, I think you should be maybe you should have to go through the process of becoming a citizen. If you're not even making those attempts, what do you think? Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. But a lot of people that are dealing with the deportation issue right now, some of them even are citizens. Others are doing the legal process and have
the legal process.
Asylum paper. That's the fuck you.
They're getting a lot of good people. And then the bad people are just like, what does this remind me of? There's this movie. I'm not thinking of the name properly right now, but the bad person can just run away because you got the imposter guy kind of.
Yeah. The distraction is here, and that's what a lot of it is right now. Like, what is ICE doing? I am not going totally conspiracy theory, but it is deflecting from what Epstein and everything there. I mean, that stuff is wild now, because I was even talking to a family member today.
California.
I know. So what happened there was, in the latest dump of all these files, the Department of Justice put out, they had one report from a victim. It was a credible, verified witness to a sex trafficking ring at the Trump Golf Course in Rancho Palos Verdes, California, between 95 and 96. The victim claims that orgies were held at the golf course, allegedly brokered by Epstein's longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. The victim reported that some girls went missing and have been rumored to have been murdered and buried at the facility. The victim reported that they were told by Trump's then head of security that if they ever spoke about what went on there, they would end up as fertilizer for the back 9 holes, just like the other cunts. A note written next to the complaint reads that the complainant was spoken to and deemed credible. The rest of the note was redacted. So now it says not credible. Then they took this page down entirely. Now it's no longer in the dump at the Department of Justice website. So weird. But now they want to go through the golf course. And I mean, isn't that where his ex-wife is buried as well? They were showing photos of like his ex-wife's grave, Imana, just like overgrown and just a mess, and he doesn't have a landscaper or anybody take care of it.
So they think there's more bodies than that under there?
That's the assumption. You know, the comment about the back 9 holes. And this was investigated by the FBI at that time. They originally, deemed her not credible, then later on found her to be credible, and that was kind of like the flip on it. So look at the one guy that put out that anonymous, I think it was a 4chan post, and he put out a bunch of information about Jeffrey and what was happening at the prison. And his claim was he saw them take Epstein out of the prison, and they removed him the night before he,
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean, I'm only going to push this so far. So we go ahead and flash forward in this dump. It reveals that person, and they went through incredible lengths to find out who that was. It was a fucking security guard that was in the prison unit that he was housed in. Legitimately. So the FBI found out that the guy that posted this information online that started a lot of this speculation and theory that he didn't, in fact, end himself. That was just a theory, game theory. Regardless, oh boy, I mean, that is something. Yeah, we went live a little bit early so we could get UCR out of the way so we could do game night. And what comes with game night? Yeah, pyro. Woo! You're still not getting paid. That also goes with the turkey meatloaf. So, looks delish.
Oh.
I made some banging meatloaf not that long ago, and it was delicious. Or so I was told.
So what do you think about the files altogether? Because does it seem like Trump's guilty as all can be? Or
it certainly appears that way. I never know what to believe anymore, because then they'll say, oh, somebody else tampered, and then there was, I love how when they put out the second batch, I think it was, and the redacted part was literally just highlight from PDFs, so people just had to copy the text and they could paste it in like Notepad and read what the removed words were and everything that was redacted. So that tickles my fancy when they have mess ups like that. I mean, yeah, that's the majority of it. So,
golf course, is Trump done as president or what?
Oh, if they actually unearth bodies there, he would probably have to go through incredible lengths to have that done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that happening, honestly. I really don't. I can imagine him, some injunction, stopping something. I mean, that really feels like that's the plan. So
they're saying Gavin Newsom might actually consider trying to get that done. I don't know how far he'll get, but
we'll see. I mean, that would be something, certainly. So we'll find out.
Speaking about Epstein files.
Yes.
You've heard of that Mr. Based, right?
Yes. He was the one he's in there, and he was the one. The only reason I know his name, I know he's a real scumbag. This Jason guy,
or something.
Yeah, he latched on to World of T-shirts, and he turned him into a horrific alcoholic and a puppet. Basically, he knew that he was mentally handicapped, and he makes him spurg out as much as he can. That's his direct quote, not mine. And
he thinks it's funny, and he gets money off.
Because it incentivizes people to go ahead and donate. Usually he wants people to make him mad and say things that's going to trigger him.
Yep.
Put the fries in the bag, that kind of stuff. And it enrages him, and then he flips out and he runs around the city and bites people drunk off his ass.
Mr. Bates will run around filming him.
Yeah, the whole time. Wrong, come back. Come back. You get another $100. We'll get a stream for another 2 hours. Come back.
And Mr. Bass collects all the money just to
And then all he does is while Josh is having the delirium tremors from not drinking his 7 a.m. shots of vodka yet, or schnapps, he is legitimately, like a non-functioning human being until he drinks now. That's how addicted he is. And he's like, oh, I have to go through withdrawals all the time, and I get the shakes really bad. And like that's how horrible he is.
And he has this like new manager or whatever, and then like he disappeared and said, oh, Josh decided to go to rehab today. Can you just check into rehab that day, or because apparently he had a court case and he went 10 days earlier?
Yeah, I mean, usually it looks favorable on the judge if you do some type of treatment or make some attempt to better yourself. So
apparently the judge said he's going to be in there for a long, long time.
Yeah. Rehab. The Lewinsky files were all stuck together. Cody was trying to say there was some weird banana files, but I didn't believe it.
They were on your desk. I can... Yeah. Your hand's stuck to your mouse there, and I can control and... pull up those banana files right now. They're the banana files.
They don't exist. They don't exist. But something that does exist, sir, is this. The fans at All Elite Wrestling got themselves in trouble with the right wing as well, because NBC News is even on this now, but it was Fox News and that whole side to start. Fans at an All Elite Wrestling match broke out into an anti-ice chant that briefly paused the pro wrestling match and appeared to startle one of the wrestlers in the ring. MJF responds, the world champion wasn't startled. He's better than you, and you know it. And then he plugs Dynamite and Collision. So, funny tweet, but still, it is true. They pissed off a lot of people. It was even on TMZ. AEW fans chant, fuck ice during the main event because Brody comes out again with a shirt and in his branding that says abolish ice. And I don't know why Tony ever allows this. Why are you allowing people to make your show a political platform? That is the most ridiculous thing to do. One side or the other don't give a shit. Don't represent one, because now you're alienating a portion of your audience that you're grasping at, trying so hard to get back. You haven't seen 1 million viewers in years at this point. And here you are allowing him to go out and, yes, I understand you want to, be positive and you pushed other agendas. I wouldn't have done that either. Even Punk with the trans stuff at times, and other people, Hangman, and nope, sorry. Yeah. You can support it on your Twitter. You can do it in people's backstage vignettes and vlogs they all make together and be in the elite, but not on TV, because I don't want to piss off sponsors. And now AEW is trending among Republican fucking senators and all this shit, and they're trashing it, saying like, oh, this shouldn't even be allowed, this fake shit. Like, so not only does it hurt AEW, but it hurts wrestling as well, because a lot of them have called it WWF because they don't know. Like, they don't know AEW, or some of them call it WWE, but like one guy was like, yeah, that WWF fake shit. And it wasn't a joke. Like, it was like, that's what, it just hurts wrestling. Why would you allow this? Why make a political statement at all? Triple H has sided with Trump, right? But it's all been behind the scenes. The only thing you've ever seen is a brief thing of them talking about like, oh, we're going to support kids being more athletic. I'm here to support athletic nature.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But they haven't gone ahead and like had him on and had him campaign on the show. Remember they said at one time that Vince wanted him to when he went again for president. Yeah, I mean, your business time with Trump wouldn't be the worst thing for your money, but they did it for a while.
The far leftists and AEW sickos are like, you see, this is why AEW is great, because WWE doesn't do stuff like this. WWE doesn't get all political on their TV shows, as they shouldn't, because you're watching it for wrestling, not it's politics.
I'm trying to think of like what was really like a big stance that they've put forth. Finn Balor with the Balor Club for Everybody coming out with the rainbows was pretty surprising when Vince was still there. I think that was 35 or 34, one of them. I don't know, though. I'm trying to think like WWE's. I mean, they had Trump on years ago, the battle of the billionaires and all that stuff. So there's a lot of people in those files. And one of the funniest things to me is that one of my favorite comedian shows, like these guys are always like the top of my list. Louis J. Gomez And, you know, he's just so goddamn funny. But Big J. Okerson, the best for crowd work ever. You know, and don't forget about Dave Smith. He's very political. But regardless, these two had a comedy show that was brought up by Epstein. So somebody emailed Epstein saying, do you want to go see a comedy show? So they're like, they likely did comedy for Epstein and didn't know it back at this point in time. But they're in the Epstein files because the ticket and advertisement to their show is in the files. So they get to be like, we're in the files as a whole joke thing. It gotta love the Legion of Skanks, but it's just crazy all around. It really does, like, I don't know why they would allow it to become what it is here. I mean, really, it's so redundant and against everything.
I'm pulling it up.
Let me play this quick for everybody.
That the champion wants absolutely.
You can hear it, especially when he starts.
Brody King, AEW.
You know, and MJF just kind of, and Brody's just happy, you know. MJF just looks at the screen like it's too good not to share a still image of. Like, his facial reaction here is amazing. I got to give it to him. You know, he's just so goddamn great with the expressions. Regardless, look at that face. He just looks at the camera and kind of rolls his eyes. Everybody's chanting and he's like, yep, just gonna look around and look innocent. But yeah, they're chanting nonstop. And like I said, it'd be one thing if the audience just did it on their own, but coming out with the slogan, you brought it upon yourselves to get all this hate on you. I don't know. Want to go see a play, Lincoln? Maybe. I mean,
Jake.
Yes, sir.
We got to pull it up.
What did you send me? Some more bullshit. Let me pull this up really quick and see what kind of ridiculous stuff.
It's for the fans. It's
you
pulled the audience tonight. Look at the banana file.
No, that can't actually. Hold on. Let's try to make this as big as we can because I'm blind.
You're in the banana files.
FBI subject DeMarco Jake, the Connecticut Cavendish top banana agent potassium. How the fuck did they?
What's
mildly
redacted there?
Slippery. On or about redacted, the FBI became aware of potential interstate fruit-based trafficking operation, allegedly coordinated by one Jake DeMarco of redacted Connecticut. Confidential sources reported that DeMarco was observed transporting suspicious quantities of bananas across state lines without proper authorization from the Department of Agriculture Produce Oversight. I've got a guy who can get bananas cheaper than anyone. Did you talk?
No, I didn't say anything. My name isn't in here.
Cody.
Oh, wait.
Cody, literally right here. You're the only one that's ever said to me, I've got a guy who can get bananas cheaper than anyone. So what was your guy, the FBI? Cody.
No.
Evidence log, receipt from Stop and Shop, totaling $14.37, labeled snack. Suspicious yellow peel, one blender with unknown smoothie residue. Yeah, that's the fentanyl. Audio recording of subject saying you could never have too many bananas. Cody, this is you. Grocery store loyalty card under the name B-Nanners. That's your alias for with a club. Okay, it's mine.
Yeah, but
Jay kept saying he was cornering the banana market. I thought he was joking. Now I'm not so sure. That's a witness testimony.
Wait,
a confidential informant identified only as Cody O provided the following statement. Jake just kept saying he was cornering the banana market. I thought he was joking. Now I'm not so sure. There are bananas everywhere. I opened a drawer and found blank. I'm afraid. Cody, you fucking rat.
What you
so what you tried to rat me out to the audience, and look at that, we found out who the real fucking rat is, huh? Rat boy.
No, There could be
What
a
other
different
Cody O that knew my entire banana operation?
I'm Cody _Onidi_316.
Okay, well,
That's
we're just going to
Cody O.
send Coot, the time-traveling lawyer, back to figure out exactly who the snitch is so we can get stitches. Comprende? Ese?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember how some people had a horse head in their bed from the mafia? With a banana army, don't fuck around. You don't want to slip on a peel.
So you were really listed in the banana files.
Do you want a
multiple
potassium? Because you snitched on me. If you didn't tell, what did they get you on? The trafficking? The fucking...
It looked like you were mentioned in the banana files more than Jesus was mentioned in the Bible. God damn.
Agents are currently investigating whether DeMarco is part of a larger organization known only as the Chiquita Nostra. You fuck. You told them about the Chiquita Banana Girls?
No,
Cody.
I didn't even know about them. Only person that knew about that was...
You got to do me a favor. All right, so you
Yeah.
gave me a heads up. They probably already have everything tapped. All right. We're going to go into game night like everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We're just going to... what's the name of the agent that you talked to? If you want to clear yourself with me and we'll be good, all you got to do is give me a name.
Agent Liz?
No.
Yeah.
Her too?
Well, she was the one interrogating.
Is Spaz compromised?
Maybe.
I can't trust anybody. I gotta get the fuck out of here. I gotta pack.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
It's been a
right?
great UCR, folks. We appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you guys had a great time, and we'll be right back with another host for game night. We'll see you in a second.